Hello everybody from Plant Reviews UK. Today is the 4th of May and in this video I want to talk about one of the most outstanding plants I have in my collection, and it is the wonderful Ixia viridiflora, also commonly known as Green Ixia or Turquoise Ixia, due to the really incredible and unique color of the flowers. Very few species of plants have flowers that are turquoise. The one that at the moment jump to my mind are only Lachenalia viridiflora and the jade vine Strongylodon microbotris, plants that are both extremely rare to find. I made a video about a hybrid Lachenalia aqualedi of Lachenalia. It's a hybrid of Lachenalia viridiflora. That also has some turquoise areas in the flower, even if the turquoise is not the color that covers mostly the flowers in Lachenalia aqualedi, but you can see it is the color that takes the majority of the surface in this absolutely wonderful Ixia species, called the Ixia viridiflora. The name viridiflora means viridis, green in Latin, and flora means flower, so the Ixia with the green flower, and you can see indeed the reason why they are this wonderful green turquoise. I would say really they are turquoise because there are a lot of species of plants that produce green flowers, but very few, as I said, are flowers that are turquoise in color. This plant is a very tall species among the genus Ixia. You can see that I will try to show you, and you can see really how tall this Ixia is. Indeed, on my windowsill is actually the tallest plant I have, and can reach actually about 60-65 centimeters in height. It grows from very small bulbs, and I bought this species from one of my favorite plant nurseries, that is Border Alpines, at borderalpines.co.uk. that sells an incredible variety of rare species, in particular alpines, bulbous plants, and cormous bulbs. And indeed, here I have some as well, like Gladiolus toni and Gladiolus alatus as well. They made some videos a few days ago, but definitely Ixia viridiflora is probably one of the rarest among the rarest. This is really my turquoise gem in my plant collection at the moment. The species originates from the Cape province in South Africa, in the Tulbagh Mountains area. I think they are called the Tulbagh Mountains, and this species unfortunately has become quite rare in the wild due to the habitat loss. However, luckily, thanks to the beauty of its flower, is also very much appreciated as garden plant, and therefore a lot of work has been done for the propagation of this species in captivity. That is still quite rare, but definitely not as rare as it used to be. Like all Ixia species, it belongs to the family Iridaceae, the iris family, and indeed many species of the family Iridaceae are common in South Africa, including Gladiolus, but also other plants that of course are very much known to gardeners, like crocuses, as well as the nominated genus for the family Iridaceae, that is the iris, the genus Iris, with different species of irises, both bulbous and rhizomatous, that develops from rhizomes. This plant, like many plants from South Africa, is a winter grower and summer dormant. That is, the bulbs start to develop the leaves in autumn to early winter, and then they develop throughout winter, blooming in spring, in late spring. In this case, today is the 4th of May. That is late spring in the United Kingdom, where I live, and then the plants go dormant in summer. So the cycle is actually quite similar to crocuses, for example, that share kind of the same cycle, as well as other South African plants, including the ones that I mentioned before, Gladiolus huttoni and Gladiolus alatus. The leaves are quite narrow and I would say grass-like. And you can see actually this one is already drying up because yes, June will be the start of summer in the United Kingdom, and then of course the aerial part of the plant will start dying down. The leaves are just a few, again, very grass-like. The stem is very wiry, and the flower stem, the inflorescence, has several flowers. The flower spike, actually, among the Ixias, is this species is peculiar in that Ixias flowers generally bloom sequentially in the flower spike. However, in this species, they tend to bloom all together at the same time. Indeed, among Ixias, actually, is the species that has the most flower, the highest number of flowers in bloom at the same time, in the same inflorescence. The flowers are very much star-shaped. As you can see, they have 6 tepals. And the color, as I said, is very light turquoise with a deep purple center, almost black, and of course with yellow pollen, as you can see in the video. Number of flowers can be up to 20 on the flower spike, and the dark area in the center of the flower is actually caused by the deep blue sap of the cell of the upper epidermis, whilst the turquoise color is not really due to a pigment, but due to the light that is refracted from the striations in the cell walls and in the granules embedded in the pale blue cell sap. And this is an information I found on a great website for South African plant that is Ptsabi, and I will mention in the comments as well. Sorry, not in the comments, in the description of the video. This plant, like many other South African plant, is pollinated by beetles, by some beetles called monkey beetles, and these beetles tend to actually be attracted to flowers that have very that have dark spots and very symmetrical spots on the flower. You can see indeed that each tepal has a very defined dark spot at the base of the petal that basically gives the flower the appearance of a dark purple circle surrounded by this really, I can't say it enough, beautiful turquoise color of the tepals. About the fragrance, unfortunately, as far as I love this plant, the plant, to my nose, is not really fragrant. The flowers open up in the sunny weather. The sunniest, the better. Today, really, is a bit cloudy, but I am glad. Yesterday was a lot sunnier. So apologies if I'm making the video today. However, I think that actually now that the sky is a bit overcast, you can actually see the color of the flower a lot better in the video than if I shooted if I would have shot the video yesterday, because when there is a lot of sun in the video, the turquoise looks very pale. Instead, in this video you can actually see the turquoise in a much more realistic way, a much more realistic color than I could make the video yesterday. So I was saying that this plant is pollinated by monkey beetles, and actually monkey beetles in South Africa are the pollinators of several species of plants, including many in the family Haridaceae, that are characterized by this beautiful symmetrical pattern of dark areas. For example, in addition to Ixia, I can think about gazanias or morea, these other wonderfully colored plant species with a very striking, contrasting color pattern. The flowers of the species of Ixia also persist several days, really without fading. The flowers have been open already from about 5-6 days. I'm not too sure how long they will last. I hope as much as possible, as long as possible. The plant, of course, as I said, will go dormant in summer, so all the aerial part will die down, and the will go dormant until next autumn. The plant needs to be cultivated in very well drained soil and in an extremely sunny position, and indeed this is my southern facing windowsill. And you can see they have it with other very high light demanding plants like some epiphyllums and this wonderful plant. There is a Paramongaia Weber Baueri that is an Amaryllidaceae species. A distant relative of the daffodils that has beautiful flowers, kind of similar to Ismene and Hymenocallicis. So here I have all plants that are very high light requirements, including this Ixia viridiflora. The plant grows from corms, and I was lucky enough to get the pot from borderalpines.co.uk with already a fully adult plant. The plant was not in bud yet when I bought it, but I'm really glad it bloomed beautifully. So I'm really happy of the plant I received from this nursery. And about the cultivation, unfortunately this plant is not hard in the United Kingdom. It is hardy in USDA zones from 9 to 11. So in the United Kingdom, zone 9 is only in areas very mild climate, like for example Cornwall, Scilly Highlands, maybe some parts of Wales. But I live in Kent that experiences very cold winters. Well, not really very cold winters because I'm in USDA zone 8, but usually at least once every 2 or 3 years snows here with temperatures that are a few degrees below zero. So for a few days, obviously I'm not saying that I live in a cold climate, definitely not. Most of the time the temperature even in winter is a few degrees over zero, but even a few days below zero can be lethal to plants that are sensitive to frost, including Ixia viridiflora. Therefore I am cultivating this plant as an indoor plant, as a windowsill plant, as you can see. Again, the plant is I had this plant for about 2 months. I found it pretty easy to keep. Again, I don't think I am really the person to thank for the beautiful blooming. I have to thank the nursery, borderalpines.co.uk, to have taken such a good care of this plant for it to bloom just 2 months after I got it in the pot. However, the plant, again, even if it's a bit more common now than a few years ago, it's still not very really a plant that is common, so I really would recommend to look for it online. It's definitely not a plant you find easily in garden centers, or at least in the United Kingdom. Possibly in South Africa it's a lot easier to find the native area of this plant. However, you can find sometimes corms, or like me, potted plants in online websites, or at least seeds. This plant I found that can bloom quite easily after planting the seeds, and quite early. Some cases even just after 7, 8 or 9 months from sowing the seed, the plant can bloom, even if usually it takes about 1.5 to 2 years to bloom. Again, I hope that you enjoyed the video about the cultivation. Again, please provide a very much bright light, full sun ideally, or at least a south-facing window if you live in a cold area like me, and a very well-drained soil. Like all cormous and bulbous plants, like the majority of them, these plants tend to rot if the drainage is not good. Again, if you have any question about this plant, just let me know in the comments down below, and I will be more than happy to answer you as soon as possible. I really want to give you another look to this absolutely gorgeous plant. It is sometimes it's not easy to show the really the most beautiful color. Now you can see there is a little bit more sun, and really I think you can see how stunning is the color of this plant. As usual, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, it would be great if you can please give it a thumbs up, and of course, if you like this video, any other videos on my channel, it would be great if you can please subscribe. It is completely free for you, but in this way you support my channel to make even more videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.